Hey there, it's CJ Willie and I'm cracking a pack. Today is pack number 9, the final pack in the Magic the Gathering core set 2014 Fat Pack Bingo. Check out my preview video for the explanation on how the core set 2014 Fat Pack Bingo will work. I've added that link to the preview video in the description below. So, we're down to our last pack. We got lucky in pack number 8 and got a sliver that was valued over $1, and I got to mark off the free space. So with this final pack, pack number 9, I'm hoping to either get one more Shadowborn Apostle and in the same pack get a Young Pyromancer and bingo that way, or I haven't gotten a Mythic yet. And that's kind of a bummer when you don't get a Mythic in a Fat Pack. If I can get a Planeswalker, then I got bingo this way. So I still got 2 shots. I mean, I guess I could say I got 3. I could get a Scavenging Ooze and a foil rare or Mythic in the pack. So that's the most unlikely, but I do have a couple of shots. Really, I think the most likely is getting a Young Pyromancer, which is an uncommon, and then one more Shadowborn Apostle. Anyway, let's get this thing cracked. As I crack the pack, I'll go through each card. Remember, I am a very casual, let me stress the word casual, Magic player, so my viewpoint is from a very casual Magic the Gathering standpoint. I think it's kind of a unique way to look at the cards and to, kind of go over what I think about the cards. So at the very end, I'll choose the best card of the pack, what I think is the best card. Maybe you might agree, maybe you won't, but at least it'll be fun. So let's get going with this final pack, and let's cross our fingers and get a bingo. All right, first card is Lay of the Land. 1 green, sorcery, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. I'm not really big on these sorts of effects unless I get to put that land on the battlefield. So Lay of the Land, although, hey, really cool, turn 1, I guess I could drop it, give myself another land. I much rather have things like Kadama's Reach or Rampant Growth, things that will allow me to get a land and put it onto the battlefield, even if it's tapped. Capetian Night, 1 and a white, 2 mana. It's a 1/1 human knight. First strike, you can pay 1 and a white. Capetian Night gets +1/+0 until end return. In previous videos, I've got a couple of these already. Not very high on the card because although I can give it kind of a smoke breathing in white, doesn't pump its back end and it's going to die to a lot of stuff. Although it has first strike, the 1 toughness is really susceptible to many other sorts of damage-based effects. Essence Scatter, 1 and a blue, 2 mana instant counter target creature spell. Looks like we may be on the road of having 2 converted mana cost of 2 spells. I love Essence Scatter. I've talked about it a ton. I like playing blue. I like countering stuff. Negates and Essence Scatters rank high on my list, and I play them frequently on blue decks because they're really cheap and I don't have too many counter spells running around. Siege Mastodon, another card that we've covered a little bit. Even in my Steliot on the ground, Beach in the Air, blue-white flyers deck, this is not a creature I'm looking to play. It's a 5 mana, 3/5 vanilla text. Demolish, not even going to spend time on it. It is one of my least favorite cards in all of Magic the Gathering. Hive Stirrings, 3 mana, 2 and a white, sorcery, put 2 1/1 colorless sliver creature tokens onto the battlefield. So, I mean, this could be pretty cool, but I don't know that it's going to be played in too many sliver decks. Main reason being that you're usually grabbing slivers that have enter the battlefield abilities, and you don't play too much on the way of instants and sorceries. So this isn't a card that I would play, even if I were playing, a dedicated sliver deck. Advocate of the Beast, 3 mana, 2 and a green. It's an elf shaman. At the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on target beast creature you control. So it's a 2/3 elf shaman. This isn't too bad. There was a time when I played a mono green beast deck. I didn't have any of these cards featured in it. So I don't really have too much of an idea of it. Though in green, a 3 mana 2/3 is way underpowered, even if it allows me to put counters on other creatures. I could see if I was maybe playing this in a deck. I do have a deck with Scaled Growth out of Khans of Tarkir, so I have a playset of Scaled Growth, and it plays off of the +1/+1 counter theme. Maybe, but not a card that I'm too interested in. Sliver Construct, 3 generic mana. You get an artifact creature, Sliver Construct, vanilla, 2/2. Yeah, I mean, most sliver decks are multicolored anyway. I don't really see too much of an advantage of playing a colorless sliver because it's not really a deck where if I've got a cool artifact creature, I can put it in any color. Say where the Broken Vehicles out of Kaladesh and Aether Revolt were really huge, because you could put those in any color and they'd work. Sliver usually is running 5 colors anyway, looks for other things to help it out. Scroll Thief, 3 mana, 2 and a blue, Merfolk Rogue. It's a 1/3. Whenever Scroll Thief deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Yeah, I mean, if this card had Skulk on it or some sort of evasion, it would be busted. It would be a cool card. But by turn 3, if I'm playing this 1/3, I doubt I will be doing any combat damage to a player unless I give it some sort of evasion through enchantment or artifact. Merfolk Looter is great because it came down early. It had, evasion, and you were drawing cards and discarding cards. All right, Quogue Sickness, 3 mana. Oh, well, 3 cards in a row that had, maybe even 4 cards in a row that had converted mana cost of 3. 2 and a black, Enchant Aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets -1/-1 for each swamp you control. Yeah, I can see if I'm running in a mono black deck, it's a card that's going to do some work, take out plenty of creatures. Aside from that, in any kind of combo deck where I'm running more than one color, combining another color with black, it falls way off at that point. All right, so the first uncommon, Flames of the Firebrand, 3 mana, so our 5th 3 mana card in a row. 2 and a red, Sorcery Flames of the Firebrand deals 3 damage, divide as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures and or players. I've played with Flames of the Firebrand. I like it. Its utility, I mean, I can play it for 3, all that damage goes to 1 target, or I can divvy it up. I've played it in decks where I know, my opponent is playing 1 toughness creatures, and I can pretty much pop off, 3 of their board. Especially in one of the people in my Magic the Gathering playgroup before plays a couple of decks where they pop out a bunch of tokens at 1 toughness. Flames of the Firebrand does a lot of work in that instance. Enlarged. This is a funny card because it was printed as a rare in one of the sets, and I can't remember what set it was. I want to say maybe Theros Blocker before. So 5 mana, 3 and 2 green, sorcery. Target creature gets +7/+7 against trample until end of turn. It must be blocked this turn if able. I've played this card 1 time. I played it in a draft format, and unfortunately, because of sorcerer speed, when I went to target my creature got bounced. So that's the only time that I've really interacted with it. Aside from that, I don't like it. If I'm going to pay this much mana, I'd rather play Overrun and give all my creatures +2/+2 and trample. All right, final uncommon. So looks like we will not be getting Young Pyromancer, so that square is completely out. Water Servant. I think we reviewed this in either the last pack or the pack before last. I really like Water Servant. 4 mana, 2 and 2 blue, elemental, 3/4. You can pay a blue. A Water Servant gets +1/-1 until end of turn, or you can pay a blue. Water Servant gets -1/+1 until end of turn. So really awesome utility. You're either going to beef up its backside, or you can beef up its front side, depending upon the situation. Water Servant's a pretty awesome card. All right, did we get a mythic? Let's get a mythic out of this box. Traumatise. Well, although it's not a high value card, as you can see with my bingo, that was a card that I wanted to get. I definitely wanted to get it and put it in one of my a mill deck that I run. So although Traumatise doesn't have a ton of value, it's about a $2 card. It was a card I wanted to get. So target player puts the top half of his or her library rounded down into his or her graveyard. So I have a mill deck that I really like to play. Traumatise is the sort of one of card. I don't want to run a play set of it. I just want one of them that, based upon other kind of mill themes I've got in that deck, Traumatise can do some work, especially if I combine it with Fraying Sanity. That's one of the cards that I run in that deck, I think it can do some work. I also run a couple of different Jaces in that I've pulled out of packs, so I'm really excited to get Traumatise. And then we got a Forest and a Sliver token. So out of the 9 packs, I got 3 tokens. All 3 tokens were Sliver tokens. So in my review video, I'll definitely go through and talk about the different tokens that I received, and then also do kind of a financial value perspective on it. Okay, for me going into this pack, the best card or favorite card. I know I'm a little bit of a homer on it, kind of tipped my hand on it, but Traumatize. I think it's a really cool card. Just, you know, the ability to, if I've got a fraying sanity out and I play this, my opponent is going to mill themselves out pretty quick. So it's a card that like I said, in comparison to some of the other cards that I got in the pack, you know, Water Servant's pretty cool. Like I said, Flames of the Firebrand's cool. Essence Scatter is one of my favorite cards, but for me, the best card out of this pack was Traumatize. So, you know, we didn't get bingo. We got pretty close. Obviously, when I do my review video, I'm going to go through and talk about, you know, how the Fat Pack Bingo went. But for this video, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like it. Please subscribe and share. Take some time to tell me in the comment section what your favorite card or best card out of the pack was. Until next time, when I am back with the review video of my Magic the Gathering Core Set 2014 Fat Pack Bingo.